Good evening, I'm Erin.
And I'm Kestrel, and we're your Channel 60's news team.
The March on Washington proved to be the largest public protest in the civil rights movement. Taking place on August 28, 1963, no one can deny the impact this protest had on the decision to pass the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
One of the most famous civil rights leaders, Martin Luther King Jr., gave his I Have a Dream speech during this protest. Martin Luther King Jr. was an advocate for peaceful protests and led several nonviolent sit-ins, boycotts, and marches. He was assassinated on April 4, 1968. News of King's assassination prompted major outbreaks of racial violence, resulting in more than 40 deaths nationwide and extensive property damage in over 100 American cities.
Another human rights advocate, Malcolm X, had a different outlook. He viewed the world in a bitter and angry way, saying, "By any means necessary for civil rights." Malcolm X helped to increase the amount of people in the Nation of Islam, thanks to his inspiration, the NOI leader Elijah Muhammad, but did not make much progress in the civil rights movement before his assassination on February 21, 1965 in New York City.
And now here's Michaela with your entertainment news.
Thanks, Erin, and I'd like to welcome you all to the Channel 60's Entertainment News. I'm your host, Michaela Avila. Now let's talk famous people for a moment. Some of the decade's most famous people have been actresses like Marilyn Monroe, Audrey Hepburn, and the British invasion themselves, the Beatles, heavyweight boxer Muhammad Ali, and the hip-swinging singer Elvis Presley. All of these people have had a major influence throughout the past decade, from changing television to changing American music itself. Each person has had a huge impact on the entertainment world. By the beginning of the 1960s, 9 out of 10 Americans had a television in their homes. So what are these 52 million Americans watching? Family shows like The Brady Bunch, Gilligan's Island, Leave It to Beaver, American Bandstand, Doctor Who, and The Today Show. But of course, kids, we didn't forget about you. Some of the most popular Saturday morning cartoons have been shows like Looney Tunes and Sesame Street. In those 8 tracks and portable record players, people are wondering what teens are actually listening to. They can be found listening to anything from The Temptations with their hit My Girl, Led Zeppelin to the Rolling Stones, Beach Boys, Marvin Gaye, and the Beatles. Looking for something to do this Friday night? Why not head over to the drive-in or the theater? Throughout the past decade, over 5,000 drive-ins have opened, and in about 1963, 3,500 walk-in theaters had opened. People have seen a wide range of movies, from The Sound of Music, West Side Story, Breakfast at Tiffany's to The Jungle Book. This has been your entertainment news, and I'm Michaela Avila. And now back to Erin.
Thanks, Michaela.
I can't get those songs out of my head. They're so catchy.
I know, they're topping the charts.
What a great time in the world of entertainment.
Well, we're out of time for now, so enjoy this commercial.
When you find yourself in danger, when you're threatened by a stranger, when it looks like you will take a licking, there is someone waiting who will hurry up and rescue you. Just call for Super Chicken. Fred, if you're afraid, you'll have to overlook it. Besides, you knew the job was dangerous when you took it. He will drink his super sauce and throw the bad guys for a loss, and he will bring them in alive and kicking. There is one thing you should learn when there is no one else to turn to. Call for Super Chicken. Call for Super Chicken.
Back. In other news, NASA launched a shuttle landing the first man on the moon. Neil Armstrong, along with Edwin, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins, were the astronauts on Apollo 11.
Apollo 11's mission was to land 2 men on the moon, and they succeeded. Blasting off on July 16, 1969, the shuttle landed on the moon on July 20th, and safely returned home to Hawaii on July 24th.
NASA calls it one giant leap for mankind. Now we're going live to Candy with Neil Armstrong himself.
Thank you, Erin. I'm sorry, folks, but due to some unforeseen events, Neil Armstrong could not make it tonight. Instead, we have Mr. Edwin Buzz Aldrin. Hello there, Mr. Aldrin. How are you today?
Yep, doing fine. Fine.
Good. All right, Mr. Aldrin. So, can you tell me, what does the moon and sky look like?
Well, I mean, like, everything was black. And when I was there, and I looked at the earth, And I was like, oh my gosh, look at the clouds. And they were white and stuff, so. So yeah, that's, space.
So, can you tell me, did you have any difficulties with measuring distance?
Oh yeah, that was pretty hard. I mean, we moved our camera thing.
What camera?
Yeah, it was like a it was like a camera thing, and
okay.
we pulled it all the way out, and it was like 100 feet away, but it was like really close, and it didn't feel like 100
Really?
feet. Yeah, like it was like right there.
Do you think, from your knowledge of the moon and having been there, is there going to be a possibility in the future to set up scientific bases there or anything larger on a larger scale?
I hope so. That'd be awesome. That's what I want. I want a big old space station on the moon. That's right. That's where it's at. I think it's possible. If you dream big enough, it's gonna be there someday. It'll be there. I'm telling you. I'll wait for it. I'll be there.
Did you ever dream about being on the moon?
Every day. Every day, and look at me. I'm on the moon still. I'm on the moon. Oh, God. Yeah.
Okay, well, Mr. Aldrin, thank you very much for being here today. And again, let me say, what a tremendous honor and privilege it is to have you with us. Thank you.
Yep, you too.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Well, right back to you, Aaron.
Get off the moon.
Was he drunk?
Yeah.
I am not drunk. You're drunk.
Who walks the stair without a care and makes the happiest sound? Bounce up and down just like a clown. Everyone knows it's Slinky, the best present yet to give or get, the favorite all over town. The hit of the day when you're ready to play. Everyone knows it's Slinky, it's Slinky, it's Slinky. For fun it's the best of the toys. It's Slinky, it's Slinky, the favorite of girls and boys. It's Slinky, for fun it's the best of the toys. It's Slinky, the favorite of girls and boys. Everyone wants a Slinky.
Welcome back to your Channel 60's News. I'm Erin with your Sportscast. The American national track and field team was invited to Moscow for a dual meet with the powerful dual squad. The head coach for the American team was one of the world's top sprinters, Peyton Jordan. This meet was held at Stanford Stadium on July 21st and 22nd, 1961. Wilma Rudolph was a key performer. Coverage of this meet was the first telecast from Europe that was exclusively handled by American personnel. Now let's go live to the scene with Kestrel.
At this meet, America's own Wilma Rudolph made an outstanding performance. She was the first American woman to win 3 gold medals in a single Olympic game.
Both meets were a success for the American team and the individuals as well. Now back to you in the news studio, Kestrel.
Well, folks, that's all we have for today.
Thanks for tuning in to your Channel 60's News.